Welcome to the kidsministry.blog podcast. Every episode, we share ideas, tips, and resources to help your children's ministry thrive.
Okay, so today we're diving into some really practical stuff from a great source, kidsministry.blog. And it starts with this picture, the one we've all seen, maybe even felt. That new kid walking in, looking maybe a bit terrified or worse, just sort of invisible, while everyone else is already doing their thing. And that first reaction, everyone go be nice to Jake, the blog points out. And it's so true, that usually just doesn't work. Kids kind of hate being told to be nice.
That's spot on. And what's really insightful about this blog, it's not just about kids ministry, is it? It's tapping into a universal challenge. How do you actually make someone new feel like they belong in any group, whether it's work, a club, anything? This source gives us some really smart, practical ways to get beyond just, saying hello.
Exactly. So that's our mission here. Let's pull out those specific ideas, the things you can actually do to build an environment where new people don't just survive, they connect and want to be there. First, maybe let's talk about what doesn't work so well, like those standard name games. The blog calls them torture for the new kid. And honestly, I kind of get that. Being put right in the spotlight, trying to remember names, it's a lot.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It's instant pressure, isn't it? You're basically asking them to perform right away.
Yeah.
And a key point from the source is that the new person really needs a moment. They need time to just observe, to sort of hear how it works before they're expected to jump in and perform. It's asking for output before they've even had a chance to feel remotely comfortable. It applies everywhere, really.
Right. So what's a better way to handle introductions then? The blog has this brilliant, simple idea. Name plus something they like. So if someone says, I'm Sarah, I like tacos. Or the example I gave, a new kid, I'm Marcus, I like Pokemon. And boom, instant connection with a few other kids. The blog called it instant chaos, but good chaos that included him. And the really clever bit, don't make a new kid go first. Let him see how it works.
Yeah, that little tweak makes such a difference. It's low pressure, and it immediately gives everyone potential talking points. It shifts the whole thing from remembering names, which is stressful, to finding shared interests. Much more natural. It's about finding those little connection points.
And they have other really creative ideas too, like the scavenger hunt for humans. You give everyone a list, right? Find someone with a pet, someone who likes pizza, stuff like that. So everyone has to walk around and talk to people. The new person isn't singled out. They mentioned a new girl finding 4 other kids who also had cats just through this game. Instant bonding over cat stories.
It's such a smart way to diffuse the focus. Interaction becomes this shared task, not a spotlight on the newcomer. And this principle applies to other things they suggest, like partner musical chairs or activities where everyone solves something together. Imagine building something, like a bridge maybe. The blog mentions a shy new girl whose idea about using chairs made her an instant genius to the group. These things create lots of small, easy connections. Shared success. It makes the new person a contributor right off the bat.
I also like the ideas around shared creation, things like building stories together where everyone adds a sentence, or art that gets mixed up so individual work blends together, takes the pressure off. They talked about a new boy whose little stick figure drawing became part of this amazing story the whole group loved. It just got woven in. Also, games focused on moving around together that don't have eliminations, so everyone stays involved.
Yeah, these are great because they build new shared experiences from the very start. Even little inside jokes can form. The new kid isn't just watching, they're part of making the thing, whatever it is. Which brings up a good point, actually. Why do games and activities seem to work so much better than just, telling people to talk?
Right. Well, games give all that nervous energy somewhere to go, don't they? They create something you did together, a common ground, without forcing awkward small talk. And you feel good when you succeed together. But the absolute foundation, and the blog really stresses this, is that the whole inclusion attitude has to start with the adults or the leaders, whoever's in charge.
Exactly. The leaders set the tone. And, the regular members often do need a little nudge, a reminder to actively include someone new. It doesn't always happen automatically. And it's also okay, even normal, for the new person to hang back for the first few times. We need to allow for that. Sometimes it just takes time. They mentioned a kid who didn't say much for 3 whole weeks, then suddenly opened up. The big goal, really, as the source puts it, is making sure the new person feels like they belong and can succeed, and crucially, that they actually want to come back instead of dreading next time.
So wrapping it up, the big takeaway from Kids Ministry. Blog seems to be that genuine inclusion isn't about forcing it or creating awkward moments. It's more about Well, designing the situation, setting up activities and an environment where connections happen naturally with low pressure.
Which leaves us with a pretty interesting thought, doesn't it? What can these ideas, coming from a kids ministry context, teach all of us? How could we use these principles to make any new person feel truly welcome, in our workplaces, our neighborhoods, maybe even just in our daily interactions? Something to think about.
Thanks for listening. To find more ideas, tips, and resources, go to kidsministry.blog. We'll see you next time.